The proposed introduction of a 20% ad valorem excise tax by the federal government on non-alcoholic beverage, which covers the widely consumed carbonated soft drinks segment, could lead to the collapse of the soft drink sector. The CSD arm of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, MAN, has cried out. The group urged the government to rescind its decision on the matter, stressing that such a move would spell doom for the sector, as the effect of the prevailing 10 naira per litre tax regime was already crippling the sector with its biting effects on their businesses, a sector that accounts for 33% of the entire manufacturing sector in Nigeria. The group called for the suspension of the excise tax being proposed by the federal government to forestall the collapse of the industry. Experts argue that since the introduction of the 10 naira per litre excise tax, businesses in the sector have been experiencing a worrisome decline. The average loss in volume and revenue is 10% between June and September 2022, and it is estimated that the decline will further worsen to 25% by December 2022. To help us look at this issue in depth, we have Steve Okafor, the CEO of Kufana Securities Limited. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve, for joining us today. Yeah, let's dive straight into it. What do you make of this proposed tax by the federal government?
The thing is, we are looking at when the government imposes tax on a company, you look at it, is there any possibility of this company being able to shift this tax to the consumer? Okay, now carbonated drinks does not fall into that area where you say is a necessity, where consumers must buy and consume such products irrespective of the price. Okay, so now this is what the government needed to have looked at. Now, considering the fact that you're looking at an industry that is already facing a whole lot of other things, you understand? Non-availability of FX to import the needed raw materials. Okay, you're also looking at an industry that even disposable income of consumers, you understand, generally because of the high unemployment rate, people are not even spending as much as they need to spend. So by and large, increasing tax, are you trying to kill this industry and worsen the unemployment rate?
Now, that's a very good one. Looking at the business environment and the reality on ground, with this, let's look at the impact. We already have them paying so many taxes. Now they want to introduce this new one. What do you make of this?
That is what I'm saying. It's not introducing this new one because the government, you see, from their own angle, they are looking for ways of increasing revenue. Okay? Now, increasing revenue for what? Is this the best option?
Okay.
Is this the best approach to increase revenue? Because at the end of the day, if you look at the analysis done by Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, it's not going to be a loss situation for the government. Because over time, the revenue to be derived from this tax will keep falling and falling because more of the companies will either shut down, reduce, whatever will reduce drastically, and at the end of the day, they will not even be able to gather much in terms of generate much revenue from this tax. You know?
Well, there's already a 10% 10 naira per litre tax already.
Yes.
And with this introduction, what is the way forward now? What are some of the measures? Because there are so many people that are afraid that if they increase the cost, we might start having so many adulterated soft drinks in the market. Now, they are introducing 10 naira. They are introducing a new one where there's already a 10 naira per litre tax. What would the long-term effect of this be on the market? Let's look at it in terms of the company for one. Let's start with the company one. Let's also look at the consumers and then the government.
For the government, like I said, for the government, they are just being short-sighted. They are looking at, they've done their calculation. this is how much we will make from taxing carbonated drinks. But they are not looking at the long-term effect. That should this industry crumble, should this industry not be able to possibly operate and break even, what's going to happen? You fold up, and then that inevitably you are looking at with at the end of the day not be able to you can't get as much as you would have done if you had done more like an encouragement, because you remember this is an industry that is grappling with high cost of electric power generation,
energy costs, import.
Energy costs, you're talking of FX, you're talking of so a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
And most of them are also they can't even reach because of insecurity. Their product cannot reach to the nook and crannies of the country to reach the consumers. So they are facing a lot of things. And then considering that we are in an economy where things are at the lowest ebb, industries rather need encouragement rather than having higher tax. As for the consumers, you and I know before even last year, how much was a bottle of malt now?
It was yes.
Now the price went up even before this current increase in tax.
Yes.
So by the time the effect of this tax is now put side by side with the whole tax, you know what the price is going to be. Right now, what it means is that even the masses can no longer buy a bottle. As it stands, they may not be able to buy a bottle of malt.
All right. Continue.
So basically, we're looking at from the industry angle, from the self angle, yes, they will not be able to break even. And they are in the business.
I didn't get that.
If a company cannot break even,
Okay.
when you're telling the company in a nutshell, they are not Father Christmas now.
Yes.
So you understand? If it cannot break even, you're telling them to close up and shut down.
Now, health experts have backed this because they believe that due to the health risk associated with carbonated drinks, that they should place more taxes on them. What do you think about this?
Is that the solution? Is that the only product that have health implications? Let's take tobacco for example. What they look at the tobacco impact on health, but they now advise manufacturers, please put in your alongside your advert, smoking is dangerous to health.
Okay.
So why not do awareness campaign? Taking more sugar, this is what it will cost. You understand?
I'm with you.
Allow the companies to please produce. Let them see how. Because even at the end of the day, have you forgotten there are some people that have low sugar content that will still need to take sugar irrespective of. So it's not an issue of you're using a blanket. You're using a blanket. What is it called? A solution for everybody. No.
Okay.
But in any economic policy, you have the advantage and the disadvantage. What makes a policy very good is when the advantage is outweighs the disadvantage.
Well, Mr. Okafo, I hate to pause you there, but we'll have to go for a short break. When we return, we will look at this issue more because there are so many talking points that we can explore. So when we come back from this short break, we'll dive into this better. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, Mr. Steve.
Yes.
I was just saying that we were discussing the 20% proposed tax on carbonated soft drinks. You are making a very interesting point from the health angle. Please, I'll allow you land on that thought now.
Yes, we're looking at, like I said, if the government is scared or they are so concerned about the health of the citizens, they should go on an awareness campaign. You understand? Make the manufacturers of these carbonated drinks to put a warning. Okay? They can only go ahead and say, okay, let them put in every of the bottles or can of the soft drink, put the sugar content of such drink.
Like they do with alcohol. Yes.
Just like they do in alcohol. Okay? So that what it now means is that for an individual, any can or a bottle of soft drink, you should be able to see that, oh, there's a warning, this is the sugar content of this. So that you now know on your own, do I go ahead to consume it, or if it is safe for my health or it's not. That is, I think, what the government should look at first. Because right now, the economy is bleeding.
Yes.
You understand? There are no jobs. You now want the companies that are paying company tax, withholding tax, all manner of taxes, you still want to impose another tax on such company. That's not my manufacturers association. That's why they are crying out. Okay? You go ahead and this sector suffers the fate of the textile industry. What happens to the unemployment rate?
Well, to now tie up with this, our next question. We have agencies like IMF, the World Bank. They've proposed that increasing tax is one of the ways that we can tackle Nigeria's dropping revenue. Since that we've known that the major way we raise money is through borrowing, and since that has also been criticized, they are saying now that your countries like Nigeria, which pays a very low taxation, should increase their taxes. There's a popular report that says that Nigeria is one of the lowest countries that pay taxes compared to countries like Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire, where they pay 18% tax. What do you think of this?
That is where sometimes you see a lot of economies, especially in developing countries, being angry with IMF. Okay? Nigeria's situation is peculiar. Now, if you go to some other countries they are trying to compare us with, those countries have good electricity system. They have good networks. Okay? But here in Nigeria, the companies more or less provide these things for themselves. The companies more or less are the roads leading to their either their warehouses or their manufacturing or their headquarters. So you don't expect after they finish doing this to still go ahead and pay high tax. Okay? What should be looking at is what is the government increasing these taxes for? Just for cost of governance. Can they reduce the cost of governance? Must you go ahead and increase taxes and cripple the economy just because you want to raise money to service a few privileged individuals in government? IMF should please know that Nigeria's situation is peculiar. It should not be compared to other African countries where things are working.
Yes.
Like things are not working in Nigeria.
All right.
Increasing taxes is not the solution to our problem.
All right. Well, now the manufacturers are fighting back. They recently issued a threat that they might have to relocate to neighboring countries if this continues. What do you make of this?
Unilever did that. And unfortunately, after relocating, they keep bringing the product. Nigeria is the market. But they must go to a location where cost of production is favorable. Like I said, manufacturers are there for the profit. If you are not making profit in any location, they will leave and go to a location where they can at least bring even and make and treat well for the shareholder. That's it. As long as if government continues increasing these taxes here in Nigeria, they will relocate to other African countries where they can manufacture and break even and bring in the products to Nigeria to sell.
So what's going to be like the end goal for the consumers here in Nigeria when we have all these major manufacturers move out of the country?
High cost for us. Because let me give you an instance. Dunlop and Michelin, they're no longer here in Nigeria.
Okay.
What is the cost of tire? That is the truth.
Yes.
It's not just because of exchange rate. If Dunlop and Michelin were manufacturing here, we won't be comparing the price to the exchange rate. They now have to bring in from wherever they are manufacturing and bring it into Nigeria, and they have to be denominated in dollar. That's why the cost of tire is this way. When these companies migrate out of Nigeria and have to bring in their product back to us to sell, it will now attract the exchange rate, and it becomes very exorbitant for the consumers to buy.
So, and with looking at the reality of the foreign exchange on ground, that's going to be what's going to be that reality like? What's the reality going to be like?
What's it called? Before the rate on the change, and also the rumor of America trying to possibly phase out dollars that were printed before 2021. In fact, for me, that was actually the reason why Naira appreciated. Anybody that is telling you any other reason is not being fair. It's not being sincere. It's that risk that people may not be able to exchange their dollars that were printed after 2021. That was why they stopped requesting, demanding dollars. Okay. Now that it's obvious that possibly that is fake news, but still people are a little scared. People are a little scared because let me just digress a little bit.
Please.
When Hush Puppy, are you hearing me?
We're with you. We're with you. Continue, sir.
Yes. When Hush Puppy was to be sentenced, remember that before American government came out with the news, 11 years had already filtered into the ears of people, and it was published that Hush Puppy is going to be sentenced to 11 years. American government came out and refuted it. At the end of the when the sentence actually came, was it not 11 years?
Okay, that was 11 years, yes.
It was 11 years.
Yeah.
So the news that came out that the dollars printed after before 2005 is likely going to be phased out, and the American government came out and reported it. How are you sure that this is not news from the great
we have to stay on course. Now, looking at the contribution that the manufacturing sector plays in the economy, what now should the government be doing? What should the government be doing?
Yes, this is where ordinarily, if we have a government that is thinking about the economy, this is where they look at, okay, why not Manufacturing Association of Nigeria have cried out. It is not left for the government to say, okay, let's reason together. Okay, this is what we want as a government, but this is what you want as manufacturers. Okay, how do we reach a middle ground? What do we do? How do we do to possibly not impose this tax and still be able to achieve what we want? You see, Nigeria is made up of people that are highly intelligent.
Yes.
Getting a solution to this problem is not an issue, but the government must be willing to listen. They should not just be thinking of how to service and how to generate money to cover cost of governance. They should listen to the manufacturers who are on the other side of the divide, who are bearing the brunt of what is happening in the economy. And if the government also wants to reduce the unemployment rate, they should also think of what will not harm the manufacturers. Because as long as there is a policy that makes the companies not to survive, there's going to be an increase in the unemployment rate. And we already know what it is right now.
Wow, that's you've given us very, very interesting points. On the final thoughts now, let's have your final salvo on this proposed 20% carbonated soft drinks tax.
Yes, the government should have a rethink about it.
I said, okay.
Let them liaise with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria who have cried out, and let them look at how best to approach this policy. Increasing the tax is not the solution.
All right. That's Steve Okafor. He has shared his opinion with us on the proposed 20% carbonated soft drinks tax. We say thank you very much for your time on the show, Mr. Okafor.